What is up, Hexicans and Pulsinators? Rumors going around Twitter about a potential Pulsechain launch today or tomorrow. I'm going to cover that and everything else. Let's hop right into it. As always, thank you guys for joining me. And on the way in, make sure you hit that like button. It supports the content, and it also gets the Hex and Pulsechain news and message out to other people on YouTube. So think of it as a way of pumping your own bags. All right, go Will Smith that like button. Let's hop into it. In Pulsechain, if you like, you can set your withdraw address to burn address and permanently bind them. Then any validating fees or withdrawing will be burnt forever. So burnt, this means the token is taken out of the supply. It's basically destroyed forever. And one of the bullish tokenomics of Pulsechain and PulseX is this buy and burn feature. And now a new development, you will be able to, if you are a Pulsechain validator, and when you're a Pulsechain validator, you make a little bit of passive income, you make a little bit of the portion of the fees. You're now allowed to set your withdraw address to cash out your fees to be your permanent burn address, thus incentivizing more bullish tokenomics, more of a positive supply shock, burning that supply. Richard says, what burn address would you create with a 40 character after 0x? Numbers and letters, A to F. Examples without letters. And he has something like 0x and then a bunch of zeros and then 555, because obviously 555 is a very significant number in the community. What would your burn address be? Ivan on Hex, 500,000 followers, one of the biggest influencers in the crypto space. And he spells it Pulsechain because this guy, I'm not sure, he's some kind of European, maybe Swiss, Netherlands, I'm not sure. But he has an accent and he always says Pulsechain, Pulsechain. It may launch in the next 48 hours. Be prepared now. This was from yesterday. All right, so already 24 hours into it. And it really does feel like, I'm not just saying it, but any day now we're launching. You need to test the testnet very severely. Don't be a pleb who doesn't know anything. You need to have a game plan urgently. I'm not going to talk about that now, but hopefully you have taken some time to experiment with the testnet. And then we have Trayvon James, another influencer, saying Pulsechain launching today. That was this morning. The highest of stakes saying, we know we've been quieter than y'all would like. We had hoped the film would be out by now. Networks love the content. Talking about Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix. This is very good to see. The challenge is selling a high-end crypto film in this climate. Obviously, crypto isn't doing the best right now, and it's hard for these studios probably to bid on some high-end crypto content. That could change. While we're in sales, would you want a low-cost Twitter subscription for seeing scenes of the film now? I'm going to pass on that. I'll wait for the full film to come out. Liquid loans with some Mainnet reminders to be ready for Pulsechain. Make sure you guys confirm all links from 2 official sources. We don't want people getting scammed. Inevitably, though, people will. Liquidity will be thin. Triple check your slippage. Slippage is what happens when you do a transaction. If there's not enough liquidity, you can lose some of your funds. So triple check your slippage. There will be no USD value for any tokens for the first 48 hours until the bridge opens. It's day one. You are not late. Do not rush. And no one needs your seed phrase. Protect those 12 words that are more important than a password. No one's going to need that seed phrase. Havid Hex says, Richard Hart asks if we're ready for Mainnet, referencing his tweet from a few days ago where he said, are you ready for Mainnet? Do you have your plan? Mainnet merge has been requested on the GitLab and has been approved by Brett, the Pulsechain developer. Mainnet merge is now approved. Pulsechain developers are now laughing when getting asked about 2 weeks. It sounds like it's much sooner. And recently there was a shakeup in the Hex community as one of the influencers who used to call himself a Hexican, I call myself a Hexican, is moving on again. They were paid in Hex to promote it. And then someone says, calling it here. What a compliment, man. The next paid promoter scammer of Hex is me. Scumbag has no clue about Hex and shows his referral link. Looks like a rabbit testy as well. Damn, brother. Dang. Do I really? I look like a rabbit tee? Come on, brother. Got me with that one. Yeah, guys, I show this Webull link. It's not leverage trading. It's just a place for stocks, but you can get $40 guaranteed for free just for signing up and depositing a penny. You could get up to $3,000 in free stocks, But if you're just gonna hate on me because I shill a opportunity for all of you to get free $41 and support my channel, I always advise don't trading. This is a free $41. You can sell your stocks, close your account, and then you can buy more hex with it, okay? A link to Webull in the video description below. And this guy, he can kiss my rabbit testes. And I want to leave you guys with a clip from Richard Hart, talking some very interesting stuff and lots of wisdom and knowledge. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for giving me 5 minutes of your day. And comment Pulsechain to the moon in the comment section. I really do appreciate all the subscribers on the channel, and enjoy this clip from Richard.
So give me the Ethereum pitch. I'm curious, so overall, what made you click on it?
Do you care about security? Yes. Okay. Where have all of the hacks in cryptocurrencies come from? Bitcoin has been hacked twice. Oh, but how? But how? The inflation bugs. Some guy minted 6 billion extra Bitcoin in 2010. Oops. Bug. Oops. They had to roll back the chain and fix it. The same shit happened again, except this time the guy that found it, instead of just using it and becoming infinitely wealthy, what a nice guy, he disclosed it to the developers, and then they fixed it. Now, originally, they lied about it. Originally, they said it was just a denial of service attack. But actually, it was a denial of service attack with a mint as many free Bitcoin as you want. Who knew? Well, they knew, and they told you, afterwards. So Bitcoin's had 2 inflation bugs. Monero's had an inflation bug. Bitcoin's had an inflation bug. Ravencoin's had an inflation bug. XLM's had an inflation bug. These things happen all the time. Why? Because when you want to make the code better, oops, you accidentally fuck something up that affects consensus, and then people can mint free coins. Hex doesn't have this problem because the code is locked. Ethereum also doesn't have this problem. It's never happened to Ethereum. And Ethereum has a bug bounty program. So you can get paid to find bugs in Ethereum. Can you get paid to find bugs in Bitcoin? No, just by stealing the money. So wouldn't it be smart for Bitcoin to have a bug bounty program? Yes. Wouldn't it be smart for Bitcoin to try and introduce modularity to its software to isolate the wallet consensus from the network? Yeah, it would be great. Then they could be more like Hex and more like the Hex Ethereum combo, but they're not doing that. Instead, the developers of Bitcoin are going off and making their own side projects. So when you see Adam Back tweeting, what's he tweeting about? Liquid. Does Liquid have anything to do with Bitcoin? No. It's its own fucking software code base run by its own set of developers that takes away Bitcoin's actual use case, which is settlement. Don't settle on Bitcoin, settle on our sidechain, right? So and then they have cloud mining play too. And who's left Blockstream? Peter Woolay left Blockstream, went to Chaincode Labs. Some other badass dude just left Blockstream and went somewhere else. And then everyone's been calling out Blockstream forever and just no one listens, right? Samson Mel sells toxic maximalist hats while investing in ERC20 tokens and being paid in ERC20 tokens with a toxic maximalist hat on for sale. What? Are you kidding me? What is this bullshit, right? Be honest, tell the truth. I do it. It's okay. You can tell the truth about shit, right? So Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Ethereum's never had an inflation bug. It does higher transactions per second. It has scalability now. You can do 2000 TPS with on-chain security guarantees through any layer 2 rollup that you want. You can use Matter Labs Optimistic. You can use ZK Sync's zero knowledge rollups. You can use, OMG's plasma shit. There's all these things that work now, that scale now. So Ethereum has never had an inflation bug, can't roll back the chain. That's their major problem way back when. It was smaller, so you could roll the chain back. If they could roll back the chain back, they would do it now for Gavin Wood, who wrote Solidity and who wrote most of the Ethereum code. He's got $150 million locked up because he had a multi-sig failure that he wrote. And if anyone in the world was going to get bailed out, he is the most inside human being possible in the world. If anyone could get bailed out, they would bail him out. They're not bailing him out. So there's $150 million proof. It's probably more now because the price has gone up.
That they're not going to be going through a chain.
They're not rolling back. So we've got proof that they're not rolling back. We've got scaling now. We've got bounty programs. We've got more decentralized mining. If you want to mine Ethereum, you can do it with your video card. If you want to mine Bitcoin, fuck yourself. You can't. You need to go get $1,000 and send it to some weird country you don't live in and hope they send you the mining machine on time and hasn't been tested too long and milked for its profitability. And then you finally get it, and then you can contribute to the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin has 42% of all of its economic energy and 2,000 addresses. It's centralized as fuck. Something like 60 or 70% of the mining is in China. Could you think of a more censorship-friendly country than China, that would be more likely to cause network problems, since they're like the grand champion, global grand champion of filtering internet. The Great Firewall of China filtered more internet than anything else ever in history. So that is the absolute not place where you want your hash power, right? So what does Ethereum have? Ethereum has already got tested a proof of work change if the miners get shitty. Miners get too shitty, we're changing to proof of work. Fuck you guys. And they've already like put forks in the code where the community said, all right, miners are going to get paid less. And then they just pay the miners less and the miners take it. Awesome. That's a better setup. That's a better ecosystem. So you're getting higher throughput with less pollution, with a more decentralized mining ecosystem, with more backup plans that are already tested to take over if the miners get shitty, with scaling already done, with bug bounties already done, and more developers and working on smarter stuff. All the ZK rollup guys, all the scaling guys are all working in Ethereum ecosystem. I mean, some of them are doing their like other like Ethereum killer plays. Or
one
whatever.
thing I wanted to ask you about, Richard, sorry on that pitch. I think you gave a pretty good pitch overall on it, and even tackled on a few things. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so one thing I wanted to ask you here in this case, and actually maybe you can build on this in the sense of scalability, is I remember a while back, you were pretty, like, especially back in the day when you were really big on Bitcoin, big on proof of work. Yeah. Obviously with the 2.0, I'm in the boat that it's going to take a long time to get there.
Sure.
Everyone I've talked to, yeah. So basically, I'm just curious, do you think in this case, like, going to proof of stake is a better step for Ethereum in this case, or do you just think it's
depends.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it will, like, I think it'll be very late because all software is very late, and it always has been and always will be. So I think it'll be very late. I do think we already have proof that federated models with reduced security, reduced censorship resistance, but higher throughput are totally functional. For instance, EOS. EOS is just, 21 guys deciding whether they want to let you keep your money or not. And that's it. And usually they do. And so, look, that system hasn't failed yet. We have other proof of stake and distributed proof of stake systems that have not been hacked, which just show that this particular vector of attack, it's not a thing. And by the way, proof of work, it's actually just proof of stake in electric bills and hardware bills.
Yeah.
So it's just an alternate proof of stake. The difference is that you don't have like the nothing at stake attack where you say all chains are valid, but really only one of them was, but since you said yes to everything, you got paid anyway. Like, so but you cure that through slashing, which is people put up a security bond, and if they catch you saying shit that ain't right, they prove it, then they take your money. So, exactly. So it's like, there's also problems with the economics.